when teams are struggling, everyone is just like in slow motion, going through the motions where it's like, who is playing extremely well right now, other than some spotty spots of William Nylander dashes that create plays like last night? Like, no one is playing consistently well right now. Agreed. And that's why you got what you got, and the way we're talking.
Yeah, exactly. And
like, who's different? Who's a difference? Talk about difference makers. Who is it right now?
It's
Willie.
Willie's the most dynamic player right now on the team, clearly.
By a lot.
Clearly,
yeah. He's making dynamic plays. And beyond that, I can't give you an answer. I mean, Matthews has had spurts, and Matthews is always going to be good defensively and good on the draw, and he's killing penalties. Like, he's going to bring different elements, but he's got to be the man. I mean, he's got to be. And, you look at Draisaitl last year. That guy was playing with fourth liners at times on his wing. Literally fourth liners, third and fourth liners. And he said, throw anybody at me and come along for the ride.
Yeah.
And Sid,
he made them better players. He made them better players.
Absolutely. And that's what has to happen. That's just a reality. Marner's not rolling back into that room, and they're not acquiring anyone that's going to be even close.
No.
It's not happening. They don't have the assets.
With Chris Kunitz and Pascal Dupuis.
Yes.
Well, and that's kind of what I brought up. It wasn't, hey, they missed Mitch and that's it, and it's all over. It's more about the Mitch effect on Austin, and Austin stepping up and finding a different way to lead and to get his looks and do all of these things that makes him the best goal scorer in the league. And it is an adjustment, but he's not there, and he hasn't. Chief's not wrong. One and done. These are one and done plays. The other thing too, last year they were extremely healthy on the back end. Like, I don't know how long this Tanev injury, but they look different without Tanev. I'll tell you that.
They will, for sure. But that's another thing about the start. Again, 3-3-1. It's not the end of the world. They've done this before in October. But they've had a very soft schedule and a home-laden schedule. They're at home. Yes. They don't travel. They haven't been on the road. They just play home games.
Yeah.
And it's been a soft schedule. They brought back the same goalies. I guess Wall notwithstanding right now, clearly. But Stolarz has been here and healthy. The exact same 6 defensemen came back. They didn't make one change. And yes, Marner's gone and a few new players are here, but for the most part, it's the same team that walked off the ice against Florida in May. And the idea that that's how you finished last season. Now you've had some turnover, and it's substantial turnover, and all eyes are on you. What do you have? And this is the start. It's got to be disappointing for everyone, within the organization. And what they have here is there's a difference between being a veteran team and being an old team. And they're playing like an old team as opposed to a veteran team. And there's a difference between being big and playing heavy. They're big because it says so on the score sheet. It says so on their profile that they're tall and weigh a lot. But they're not playing heavy. But that's what they're trying to get to. And that will take some time. And if it gets there, I think it can be very advantageous for them. I think it can work. I think especially come playoff time, that's where it can help. If you're a big, veteran, crafty team that leans on teams and, is in the fight and plays well systematically and goes to the dirty and tough areas, if that team's in there, and it very well could be, then this can all work in the end.
They just got to get there. Brian, and I always reference the LA Kings. They had a system and a style that was very advantageous to them come playoff time. But they never, they had to grind a couple years just to get in.
Right.
It wasn't an easy thing for them because Daryl Sutter made them play a certain way, and nothing was easy. They were not allowed to float. They were not allowed to cheat for offense, and they've got to find a balance, the Leafs, to get in.
I think I think their first cup they came in 8th place,
they did. They backdoored into the playoffs.
Yeah, and then they
lost 2 games.
Yeah, went on a massive heater. But
listen,
it's early. There's a lot of teams in the same bucket.
Yep.
But
we
talk about you're right, but we talk about this team. That's the thing. Florida found a way to dig out. I look at it. Montreal's in Calgary tonight. Montreal's lost to the Rangers the other night, but they're a really good team. You look around. You got an opportunity here on Friday and Saturday against Buffalo. That's not going to be a cakewalk. You might think it might be a cakewalk, but Buffalo always plays them pretty tough.
It's for me. It's the worst time to play home and home with them. Because
no kidding, the ghosts of 15 years ago seem to be swirling around.
Exactly. It's exactly that.
Kaber,
Ass face shooting it in the empty net. That's all I see when I go to sleep.
When was that? The Caber we were sitting there in Buffalo, and Caber, we went over that replay with it.
Right there in Buffalo. I believe Salute Gate was against the Sabres, too. Don't quote me on that. But the thing is about the Sabres is if you beat them, you're supposed to. You're supposed to. No one's going to give you credit for beating the Sabres. If you lose to them, then it's
gets
time.
noisy again, right?
People, the Jays can only give you so much shelter. And they will.
I think anything in the Atlantic is a coin flip right now. Any matchup in the Atlantic is a coin flip. I don't think you could say anybody is supposed to beat anybody if there's an Atlantic Division matchup.
Yeah, you're right.
Johnny and Duthie were talking about how, it should be spaced out with better teams. I think it's just a free-for-all right now.
I think you've got 8 teams. 8 teams that all... Is there a team? I guess Detroit and Montreal are happy with their start. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is not happy.
No.
And grinding and going, okay, long season, let's see. Got to get points every night, all of that type of stuff. There's all the cliches coming out of six organizations, and 2 of them are like, hey, we're happy with our start. And keep in mind, it was a week and a half ago on this show, we're talking about Todd McClellan melting down after game 1.
That's right.
They haven't lost since.
You're right.
Like, what about our Canadian coach mood meter? How many coaches would be happy in the Canadian coach mood meter right now?
Winnipeg.
Arneal would be, and Marty St. Louis, and nobody else.
No, I don't think anybody else would be up there saying this guy's really happy right now on top of the mood meter.
Nobody.
Where about in Vancouver?
For
Vancouver's
the basement.
4-3? They might be a little bit. He might be in the middle.
They're okay. Yeah, Vancouver, Adam Foote's he's probably okay.
Yeah.
It's probably okay. Calgary's a mess right now. Edmonton, obviously, they got one last night.
Yeah.
But they haven't been happy. The Leafs aren't happy, clearly. Ottawa, Travis Green has got to be snapping right now with the injury to Tkachuk, and they lost again last night. It's early, but it can get ornery quick, right? You get a little bit disjointed and feel a little bit uncomfortable.
I did that game last night, guys, and I chuckled because I said I thought it was going to be an OT game and a tight game, and it really was because both teams needed to win, right? So I thought to myself, if Knobloch and Green met at center ice at noon yesterday, it was a handshake going, we'll have a tie, get to overtime, we'll both take a point, and then coin flip in overtime. Mm-hmm. And that's really what happened. Both organizations are like, we need something. And Edmonton looked like they had some life, and so did Ottawa. It was a methodical game, but it was a pretty good game. Both teams really worked hard. But man, oh man, like that 97-29, boy, when they wanted to turn it on, they were turning it on.
Well,
I love McJesus, but how he didn't get a penalty on that one play
on Ridley Gregg. I thought it was a trip. Like, you know what? If you play it, I don't know if we have the replay. He reaches around and taps. I should have pointed it out on the broadcast, but it was already past. I saw a better view of it. When he reaches around, he reaches and he taps his left leg and then reaches around to the right side. He actually spun him off balance, and that's where I think the ref was like, okay, he's messing with him, but he didn't trip him. But he did, in essence, he did trip him because he pushes on his left leg while he's striding and then goes around the right side and pokes him. And it was I thought it was a penalty.
Crafty.
It was a cagey play.
So you don't have to explain anything.
And that was his first goal. Yep. So, anyways, it was coming back to the original point. In the Atlantic, 6 teams are not happy.
Yeah, Boston's. They've thrown away a good start, some goodwill.
Oh yeah, their start is like
that's over. Yeah, you're right, and that I guess you can take solace in that if you're Berube and company. 3-1, not great. Should be better with the start. You had an opportunity to have a great start, but it's not horrendous. You're right there. And
we do this every year, guys.
Every year they do in October.
Every year. What are they doing out there? Are these guys going to be any good?
Yep.
And Hayes says that every year they're going to end up with 100 points. So what we're seeing right now is somewhat concerning. It's just not good enough. Like we said, not enough players are playing good enough. But in the past, regardless of the personnel, they've got it together. So we'll see.
Yep, they have, and it's on them to push the right buttons and get going here for sure, because the rest of the division's allowing you to do that. Whoever can get hot for like 15, 20 games, you might be able to cruise to the finish line. Game 1 of the World Series Friday night. Sean Green will join us, help us tee that up. We've obviously got the Raptors starting their season up tonight down in Atlanta. We'll tee that up later this afternoon. Role play level of concern coming up. MJ calling a game last night. MJ out there doing some skates with Austin Matthews as well. Like that Johnny went no helmet. I like that. I thought he'd wear a hat or something.
You can't wear a helmet with a visor for that taping.
Maybe not a visor.
Put a helmet on. Yeah.
Throw a helmet on. You're a professional.
When you go out and coach your kids, do you have to wear the bucket?
Yeah, of course. Hockey Canada, man. You have to. You have to. No cage, though. No visor, no cage. Sometimes, no chin strap. Sometimes. Oh. Just to make sure everyone knows you're out there wheeling.
You're an adult out there.
Yeah, exactly. There's a true talent out there that's really making things happen. All right, Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Friday on TSN 1050. Hear the Toronto Raptors home opener versus the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jams it down. Take that with you.
Coverage starts at 6 p.m. Hear it all on TSN 1050. The Raptors live here. Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
Overdrive continues, brought to you by FanDuel, bringing you more ways to play your game your way. We're moving slowly but surely towards Game 1 of the World Series Friday night. And, man, the World Series knocking the Leafs down on hockey night. Not even playing at 7 o'clock on Saturday. That surprised me.
Wow.
I have to be honest. Man, they go to Vancouver and they play at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Like, this is one more thing people in Vancouver say, let me get this straight. You're willing to move the game for a different sport for a team in Toronto, but not a team in Vancouver.
What if the
roll
Leafs
through
haven't
town,
lost
can't
yet?
do it.
Would it still be the same thing?
If what? Sorry?
The Leafs haven't lost yet.
Yes. I think this is
It's a
likely.
World Series. These are games 8 to 9.
I know.
It's a World Series, and it's what, once in
Still crazy stuff.
It
Still
doesn't happen
crazy
much.
it's close
stuff.
to once in your lifetime, but it's not. They were in this World Series in what,
92, 93, yes.
Yeah, so it's not in
Third time, man.
third time
Third
in your
time.
lifetime. So this doesn't happen, habitually 6 out of 10 times type of thing. So
It's
yes,
the right
you could
play.
say
100% the right play.
Hazy,
Downtown's going to be crazy.
Are the Dodgers heavy favorites? I would predict that.
They're a
to be the
favorite. I wouldn't say they're a heavy favorite. I'd have to look up what the line is on FanDuel for them to win the series. My guess would be they're minus 200, something like that. Doogie, let us know. I'm curious what that line is. But you'd be getting plus money on the Jays, for sure. But the Jays love playing at home. They love playing at home, man. They love that Rogers Center. And they do have home field advantage starting on Friday night. Here's a guy that knows both teams well, knows both cities well, former Blue Jay, former Dodger. There's Sean Green. How you doing, Sean?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
We're doing very well. How do you feel about this? You're an alumni on both sides of the aisle here. How does this one set up for you?
Yeah, I win.